need a higher ceiling. Well, I'ma 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 need a higher ceiling.
Over. All right, welcome to Miller and Dricksy's Numero Dos. Number two, baby. Here we go. We have a very special guest with us today, Mr. Garrett Sneaky Long Emond. Welcome to the pod, baby.
Thank you. Happy to be here, boys.
Yeah, dude. Good to see you. So I know you guys have known each other for longer than we have. We met at that one tournament. I think that's the last time and only time I've seen you or met you. At least I can remember.
Yep.
How did you guys meet?
Through some college golf buddies.
Yep.
Alex.
I think
and,
Eddie Dinah. We played
that-
the first time Eddie Dinah
Okay.
when you had those stupid fucking socks on, pulled up.
Probably.
Nice. Look good, play good. I
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
So I was like, who's this guy?
it. So how long have you guys known each other
I
then?
don't know. That was probably
6-7 years, probably.
Probably. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So after, so you just didn't want to introduce him until we had to go play at Willinger's
Yeah.
with this guy.
Well, you moved up to Blaine. Like
That's true,
We
yeah.
play down here.
I was like,
you,
peace.
You play up and wherever.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice up there. You know, I do what I can. You guys don't come and visit me ever, but you know, that's beside the point. Anyway, but yeah, we met at the Willinger's tournament. What was that for again? Because I know we had a really good time, and there was like,
That was.
it was a big one.
One of
Yeah.
your buddies,
Yeah.
a charity tournament.
Yeah, it was for ALS race. Worth
Oh
winning.
yeah, that's right.
And we had Avery play with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was our get it in the fairway. You were, just hit it maybe 10 yards past what she did. And then me and Garrett would just get
Bombs
after
away.
it. Just get
Dude,
after
we
it.
played so good.
Yeah. We ended up winning that, didn't we?
I think so.
Yeah, by 2.
Yeah.
Like 26
Yeah.
under, and we got string and mulligans and all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
pretty.
still people were all pissed off, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
But
we
that was
found
good
out
for
you
it.
could, everyone could have their own string. And we only had one string.
Yeah.
Yard or whatever, yard marker.
Yeah, those tournaments are so interesting because, you get some that they don't have any of that stuff, but you still see some numbers that come in and you're just going, it's always the crew that has like the oldest guys too, and there's like one young buck. It's like, yeah, we went 2,200 today.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, dude,
Couple 15 handicaps
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
just a young guy.
We're a whole group of, 4 unders.
Expert foot wedges.
Yeah, exactly. That's close enough, Jim. It went around, so it's got to be in. No, that was really fun, though. I remember that was really a good experience for Avery, too, because
She's never done that.
yeah.
And she
She had a little nerves in the beginning, but
striping them down the middle.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah, that was like our starter. It was just get it out there. There's no pressure on you. And so you got to play from the girls, too. She still hit it. She was piping at 180.
Well, like
What
the
was she,
200?
14 last?
13.
Okay.
No, she was 14 by then.
Okay.
So
She got a picture. Who'd she get a picture with? I still
Neil,
have it.
Neil Broughton.
Oh, yeah. What a good guy.
Yeah.
To do that. That was really cool for her to be in there. But I want to get into more of that later, like a golf game and stuff. But I want to get to know Garrett a little bit. So you've been playing golf since high school you played? Or?
Yeah, I was a baseball player up until my end of sophomore season.
Okay.
And then we went 0-23 on our baseball team, and that was it for me. So me and a buddy, I grabbed my dad's golf clubs. He had his own golf clubs, and we just started playing every single day.
Nice.
So
Where'd you start playing at?
Heritage.
Okay, Heritage Links, yeah, down in Lakeville,
sun up,
nice.
Yep, sun up, sundown. We just were golfing. Then went out for the team the next year. Then senior year and hopped into college, played at Concordia St. Paul.
Nice. That's really sweet. So
Yep.
we had like the opposite lives, really. So
Yep.
I was baseball. I started playing golf late,
Yep.
but our baseball team was good. It sounds like yours was shit.
Yeah,
So
exactly. That'll ruin it for you real quick.
you were down in Lakeville. Was that south or north?
Yep, south.
South. Yeah. You guys suck at baseball, but
Yeah.
so tell me a little bit about, so you get into college now, did you have people looking at you or did you do a walk on? What was the situation with that?
Yeah, actually, since I started so late, I didn't do any junior tournaments, anything like that. So it was basically my junior and senior year that I could go off of. I didn't play varsity at all my junior year. Then I played every tournament my senior year. I committed to Augsburg and forgot to decommit, but then I went to Concordia. They gave me an opportunity to walk on and walked on there and played 4 years. Had the Augsburg coach calling me on move-in day, wondering where I was at, but
Whoops.
Yep.
Oopsie.
I told him I was a couple miles away at Concordia. So
Yeah.
no, but college was awesome. It was one of the coolest experiences ever.
Yeah, and back then you could make excuses about snail mail, I'm sure. Nowadays it'd be like everything. I saw you on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
It's hard to get away with shit nowadays, but no, it's sweet. Yeah. So when you were in high school, starting so late, what do you think was the hardest part of your game to transition into golf from swinging a baseball, bat all the time?
Honestly, it was probably getting stuff in the fairway. I mean, I had that baseball swung as hard as I could every time, and far right.
Yeah.
I mean, see you later, and that kind of reining that back, finding fairways, and then still to this day putting. Yeah. I'm a terrible putter. I'm a natural righty, but putted left-handed for a whole season in college because I'm literally that bad at putting, and it didn't make a difference. So
you really didn't know, you were like, I could be a lefty. I'm this bad.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, at least you tried.
Yeah, I know.
I've been through things like that. Like I putted with my wedge for a long time. I still do, just to impress people. But I can. I'll take on anybody with a wedge in my hand putting. I'll tell you
impressive.
that right now. A little 60-degree inside of 30 feet.
Right.
Anything other than that, it's going to get a little hoppy after that.
Yeah.
Yes, because I remember going from baseball too. I spent hours on the range just to keep it from slicing so bad because I had such a, and it's still
Hips
in my swing
open
today.
early.
I still have more of a uppercut, and I let that backside drop on me if I don't pay attention to that.
Yep.
How did you overcome it? More so, did you just hit the range a lot? Did you get a coach? How did you do that?
Yeah. Never really had a coach. I mean, my college coach, he wasn't a swing coach or anything, but never had a swing coach. So it was just range every single day, watching videos, trying to figure out what I was doing wrong and what I could do to, overcome that. But I'm not a technical golf swing whatsoever, so it's usually all my hands and my feel. So just kind of dialing that in, helped me, instead of hitting monster slices, just some baby cuts, and it worked.
A little bit more of a baby fade.
Yep.
You didn't take the Bubba route where you're just like, I'm just going to move it every
sling
single
shit
time. There's
left
not a
and
lot
right.
of straight shots. Speaking of technical swing, this little bastard over here is so conceited. He's watching this video. He sends me a video of his swing, and then he's like, I've been watching this for 7 hours. Hey,
five to 10
because my
second
swing's
swing
not
video.
conventional either. And you always poke fun at me because you're like, you come so far inside. I'm like, I don't care. Gets the job done.
Yeah.
Hey, that's probably the best swing I've ever got on video, though. So I would get over the line. I would get
flippy and
past parallel.
Yeah.
So for me to be in that spot and to just make easy swings at the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, Garrett said that, my hips need to clear a little bit more, but I'm in a way better impact position in the consistent ball striking. I'll take it 100 times because I've sat in that garage and not hit consecutive shots in a row ever. And just with what I was doing before. And I mean,
for those watching this and don't know what we're talking about, I'm sure Jake will grace us with that video. And I'm
we
sure
can put it up.
Yeah, you can put a little backdrop in there like the Hallelujah song. Hallelujah.
I mean, if you can finish.
I'm not done singing.
Oh, okay.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Okay.
God, you're so excited. And I can see the way you turn back to the camera in that video, and I'm really hoping you post this so people can do like a play-by-play. The way you turn back to turn off the camera, I was like, I'm surprised he can still stand. He's not imbalanced by the huge rager he's probably got because he's so excited about that.
Oh, my God.
I can just see in your room just be like,
Well, I had to do something because I was spraying it all over the place.
Really?
Still scoring.
It looked
okay.
good. It looked like you're coming. It was a great position on the back. I didn't care as much as what my position was on the back. Particularly like mid. Once I got this cushy job, I started gaining a little poundage. It's coming down now, so I'm losing the weight. But it was more about where I was coming. As long as I was coming to the shoulder plane on the way down. But I've talked to you a lot, Jake, about, and you can weigh in on this too, but you're a big how you take it back guy.
Yeah.
I think, and that's what you preach. And how often does that come into your mind every year? Like, you work on that every year since I've known you.
Yeah.
Is that something that you struggle with a lot, or
you
just want to get
I'm
better?
fucking old. So
Yeah.
my back is taking a beating
Right.
from other things that I've done early on, skiing, hockey, just being a menace. So as my back hurts more and more every year, I've got to like really think about, am I swinging this golf club right? Because if I'm not, it's going to definitely wreck my back. So I know I was overswinging, and when you overswing, you just don't even hit the ball as far. So I'm
Smash
like,
factor goes
I've got
way
to,
down, yeah.
Yep.
I've got to just figure out how to get the club to the perfect position at the top in my backswing. And, you know, being self-taught is hard to do, and it takes years and years. You know, I've had some people help me, Garrett, Alex, whatever, but not hiring someone to do that, it's just made it a longer process.
You also can fix things pretty quick mid-round. Like, we've been in rounds before, you'd be like, can you just tell me what I'm doing? And I'll be like, you're casting at the top, and you're real quick to change that around. For somebody who's more of a field player, I'd say, you're very, and not to say that you don't have feel. That's not what I mean, and this is not an attack on you.
No.
So calm yourself. I know in your old age you get irritable easily.
Oh, he's getting
But
red
you're more
already.
of like the technical, bring it, even with your putting. Your pre-shots are always, you're trying to get that straight back motion and then straight through, the ball. For more of a field player, is that more difficult, do you think, to change mid-round, or you think it's easier because you have more of that feel swing?
I think it's easier because I can feel exactly where my hands are. If I blast one way right or I get flippy and it goes left, I can feel that right at impact and know exactly what I did on that last shot. So
that come into your pre-shot routine at all? Like, I'd like to talk about pre-shot routine a little bit, for amateurs, and I think it's so important, and it's really changed my game when I came up with a consistent pre-shot routine.
Yep.
Do you think about that before you swing? Are you thinking about your hand position, or is it more so just like getting you ready for the shot and things change during the shot as a field player? What do you think?
Yeah, it's more just getting myself ready for the shot. I know where my hands are at. I can feel my hands coming through the swing, so I just trust that generally, and it's fared pretty well. I've shortened up my pre-shot routine quite a bit since college. Just, I probably just because we're out drinking and slapping the ball around, and it's like, all right, just get up and hit the shot. But I took it a lot more seriously in college, I'd say.
Well, it's always that guy that's taking 6 practice swings. You're just like,
Exactly. And then a shanks one.
moving on.
Yeah. Chili dips one. It's like, really?
Yeah,
Here we go again.
15 feet off the tee.
Yeah. You're up
Hey,
again.
listen. When I first started golfing, I was that guy. I remember at Southern, I had this great pre-shot, this great practice swings that go up, and I duff right in the water, the 3-wood.
Yep.
You know what I mean? For you, like, what is your pre-shot like? Does it change, or has it stayed pretty consistent over the years, or does it change depending on what you've been working on that year?
It's always been pretty consistent. I just look at the surroundings of where I'm trying to hit the shot, pick a target, step up, don't practice swing, just let her go.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I play pretty fast once I know what I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like maybe analyzing where I'm hitting to safety or where I'm going to miss.
Yeah.
Once that's figured out, I go. Once the yardage is done, like there's no 2 practice swings, then hit. Like my back can't take that. So we're just going to step up, get set, make sure we're lined right. Bye.
And you're a pre-round like range rat too. I've
Me?
seen. Yeah.
Oh God, not in the last couple of years.
Oh, you
No.
haven't been?
God, no.
Oh, okay.
I can't take that.
Your back's just getting that.
Yeah. I mean, I
bad.
like to go hit 10, 15 balls, but I'm not going to sit up there for a fucking hour and
Yeah.
bang balls.
I remember when I first met you, you were up there.
I like to hit the range.
Yeah.
But now I feel like my swing's way more consistent.
Yeah. And you got that set up in your garage now that you can hit all your.
Correct. And I'd rather putt. I'd rather get a feel for the greens, maybe hit some chips, because for a long stretch of time when I had yips, which I still
Oh
kind
God!
of do.
Can we please talk about that? Were you a part of that?
Yeah, I was. And it
Oh
was
he's
my
he's
God.
helped me a lot.
disgusting.
Dude, I thought we were gonna have to go freaking tin cup, like hat backwards, put some bells on you and shit, because it was like, what is
So
happening right
bad.
now?
Yeah.
And I've always been a really good. My short games are always been really good. Off the tee has been suspect many times throughout the years that I've played. That's that's to be expected, I guess, when you're first starting to play. And then my long irons too were always bad. But I got my long irons dialed in last year, so I'm excited about that. And then just it's all about getting in the right spot for me now. But let's go into this debacle. Okay, I need to get ready for this.
Garrett helped a lot.
So not because you're a head case, I don't want to throw you back into this. What was it? Was it just, were you coming steep? What was happening? Because it made me want to cry.
My hands, me being short, I felt like I always had to like get my hands up high, and it just doesn't get the club in the right spot.
Yeah, inconsistent.
So like if I choke down, it just feels better. And then I think the takeaway too has always been kind of fucked, don't you think, Garrett?
Yeah.
Like I would whip it back, and then I would decel.
Oh,
Whip
so
it back, decel.
So
Whip
the
it back,
clockwork
decel.
was tough.
Terrible.
Because with chipping, I think like it's clockwork, as I think there's a clock behind me, and that's how far I want to hit it or chip it or whatever the case may be. And you just lost that concept. But I saw you later last year, and you had it down pat. Oh yeah, it was definitely a lot better. Way
At times
better.
I get a little fucky,
A little flippy, yeah.
but
A little leggy. I mean, you're one of the only guys I know that has like leg in your chips versus just kind of straight arming and rocking.
yeah.
You'd get leggy, and then you're quarter inch behind the ball, and you're gonna just
Hit it
dip
fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna have to start playing the main song in Titanic. Like every time you have to chip, like at a scramble, I'd be like this, because you're always last putting, and I think that is pretty well known. Like we go, if we're playing a tournament, I go first because I have my own lines, but I know I could show somebody lines, and I make maybe 10% of them first putt. But it's always you're going last because I know that you're so consistent putting. But chipping, you're like, hey, Jake, do you just want to get yours out of the way? There were times like,
Hey, dude, let's just pump the brakes, though. Before I had that problem, I was a fucking
phenomenal chipper. That's what
phenomenal
took me
around-
by surprise. I was like, oh my God, what is happening?
I don't know, man. It just came.
Yeah.
Because I'd use my 60 for everything around the green. And then I just couldn't make contact with it. I was double hitting and I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then it's in my head.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Then I got total anxiety
Then
for
it
a long
translates to the rest of your game.
for sure.
Yeah.
You got to hit greens. You got to hit greens.
Oh,
'Cause
you
if
put
you
a
don't hit
lot
greens,
of
you're
pressure,
dead.
yeah.
And that's what's so funny about this game is that there was rounds that I was hitting every green and I would shoot really low scores. But if I miss greens, I'm fucked.
Oh yeah.
Because I just couldn't. I had to like hit it on the green somewhere and hope to two putt.
Right.
So
I'm really impressed the way that you got out of that though. Because everybody and people go through that in golf. I mean, Tiger had that. I mean, Tiger had bad
chipping when he came back after that injury.
Yeah. So I mean, props to you to getting that back. I would like to say, like, you were talking about pressure a little bit. Playing college golf, and I played 2 years of college golf, so I had baseball, and then I tore my ACL. I actually had 2 years of eligibility left, so when I went back, I played, and it was the first real pressure, and it was awesome to be in that, and I was not at the caliber that I am now, but I was still good, but feeling that pressure is something completely different, because I'll be in tournaments, now, if it's local, if it's scrambles, and I can, come and hit shots every now and again.
Yep.
But like that pressure of college, did you play, how many years did you play college? And then when did you really feel that pressure? Does it ever go away? Does it, how do you get past that? Is there something that your coach would tell you guys to get past all that?
Yeah. I played, 3.5 years. So my freshman year as a walk-on, I didn't play for the first half of the season, but then when I kind of got my first debut freshman year spring break, I don't think that pressure ever changed because, we'd bring 5 guys to a tournament on our varsity team, but we carried 12 to 15 guys on the actual team. So you knew, next man up if you play bad from the first tee. I mean, it could, you blow one right, you'd end up doubling or tripling the first hole, and it's like, holy smokes, like this could be the last tournament I play.
Yeah.
Because once you're out, you could be out for a while if everyone's playing well.
Hard to crawl back into that.
Yeah. I think some of the best advice I got from a coach. Craig Warrion, he's known all around the state, all around the country. He's a phenomenal coach. He told us, practice like you play, and then play taking one shot at a time. So don't look at a range session as, I'm hitting, 15 7-irons, whatever. This 7-iron, what do you want to do with it? And do it. And just take, every single shot as, what do I need to do with this club to get the results that I want? And I think that keeps you from thinking, I got to hit the green, I got to birdie here, got to do whatever, because you're just focusing on hitting that shot as best as you can.
Yeah, I think that's a great lesson, and it's almost cliche. It's like something that, people have said a lot, and I've heard that a lot, take it one shot at a time. I think I understand it more, with things that I've been going through, know. It's one shot at a time, it's one day at a time, kind of thing. And I'm excited to use more of that kind of stuff this year. And I think every amateur, they hear it so often, but it's hard for them to get it back into that psyche, because amateurs are going to have blow up holes. It's going to happen. Getting back to the mindset of, taking one shot. Jake, you have some experience in this department. What do you think helps you get back into the mindset, I guess? Because just when I play with you, right, I've seen you not come out hot on a second day, but you came back and at least steadied the ship. What are you thinking about during that time, and what? And it's kind of funny because we're all thinking about the same thing, and it's the debacles that we talked about in the intro. But having debacles, you always get it back. So what is the shot? What is your thinking during the process? What happens?
I mean, you just have to slow everything down. When you are frustrated in this game and you're pissed off, which I'll admit I do a lot.
You're getting old and irritable. We've already discussed that.
I'm actually less irritable than I used to be.
Okay.
So that's my main focus, is like, all right, whatever just happened, we just have to move on and try and do better. And the way to do better is to slow everything down. I need my backswing to be slower. I need my putter to move slower. I need to walk slower, breathe more. There's just a lot going on if you want to try and fix the round, right?
Yep. I mean, totally.
So
I think that outset stuff is more important than thinking about your swing.
Correct.
Because I've seen guys and all they do is sit there and they just think about their swing so much. And it's like, think about everything else. The swing is like riding a bike.
Yeah.
The more you think about it,
you can get a little off of what you're trying to do, and timing can go a little sideways.
Yeah.
You just almost at that. What I try to do at that point is just like, okay, you're going to have to swing with what you got until you break out of this. Go back to, think about it before the shot or on the cart or while you're walking, but and just go back to your normal pre-shot routine as best you can.
Yeah. I think that's part of the reason I've been so obsessed with golf, is the different levels and aspects of being a successful golfer. You can have one of the best swings in the world, but why did you triple that hole? Well, I was thinking about my shot for the moment I left the tee, and I was walking fast. My pre-shot routine was fast. My heart rate was up, and that all contributes to a golf swing on top of just putting a good swing on it. It's crazy.
Yeah. And you mix that, and that's what's so amazing about this game. The mental is how it starts. But that physical anxiety, if you've played at a certain level and had that pressure, you know what that feels like. And embracing it rather than trying to fight it is my worst nemesis.
Yep.
I'll sit there and try to fight the physical, or you know what I mean?
Well, it's an expectation.
Yeah.
So you've had this expectation of success. I've done this, this, and this. Why am I not doing it again?
Right.
Well, if you go in with that mindset, which I've always done, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
You're like, well, I shot a fucking 69 yesterday.
So why don't you change it?
Yeah, well, I'm trying. Do you want to be my therapist?
This is what we're doing right now.
Yeah, your wife actually set this up.
So tell me how you're feeling about this. Just lay down the table here.
So here's something that I thought about that I think I maybe brought to your guys' attention. The biggest thing that amateurs struggle with is course management.
100%.
Like,
Oh yeah.
you can go get all the swing coaching and hit all the balls on the range you want, and it's going to feel great in your garage, and it's going to feel great the moment you step on that first tee. But the course management portion of that is probably the biggest.
Oh yeah.
People I golf with that are higher handicaps, they wouldn't be the higher handicaps that they are if they just like processed
Or
their shot.
or stayed within themselves, I guess.
Right.
Yep.
Stay within yourself. Don't miss big. Miss to the right spots. I'll point you in the right direction. They don't align themselves. They don't have a pre-shot. I mean, there's just all these things that I was like, holy shit, maybe we need to be like that caddy app or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, I want to play with new people anyways.
Right.
Well, hey, do you need some help? Do you want an on-course caddy? Like, I'll come play with you. You're just going to pay for it.
Yeah, right.
And I guarantee you that any of us in this room could help someone knock.
We could if they
5 to
remain
10.
teachable.
Oh,
We do this, member thing, right? And I was playing with this guy, and it was definitely one of those Cinderella situations. You got a high handicap, you got a low handicap. Just listen to me. You don't have to listen to everything because I don't know everything about your swing, but if I'm pretty adamant, let's do that. And I remember this one hole we were on, his par 3. All he had to do was get it on the green, and he had to 3-putt. And I said, the lip was low. It was right there. I said, just get it out on the green. He tried to do something out of his skill level. So he sets up and he's like this. Right? He's like this guy here. And he's like ready. He's in the box. He's
going to hit a big hook.
He's trying to flop it onto the screen, instead of just hitting a normal shot. Because all he had to do was bogey.
Let the club do
It was
the
bogey
work.
or double bogey so we could tie the hole. Because I was out of it. I went pin seeking, right? I'm like, hey, let's not do that. He's like, no, it's okay. I hit the shot. I know this is our second time golfing, but I've hit the shot before. I was like, how many times? And before I could say how many times, he howsels it, flies right past my head, and I'm 90 degrees from him.
Oh no.
And it's gone. Gonzo. And I'm like, and there was a part of me when you say you're irritable, I was very angry. And we're 4 holes in. And that threw me completely off my game for the rest of the time. I was so angry I couldn't get over it. So that's another thing. Well, the anger of the court. Let's say that you're in a match. Let's talk about anger in a match. Because we've been in 16-man before. Yep. And we've had those moments like, hey, don't stand right behind me while I'm putting kind of situations.
Oh, especially with the other team.
I think as I'm getting more into this game, I'm a lot better at now controlling my emotions because this was a few years back. And I know a few years is whatever. But for me, that's a long time in my golf career. I haven't been golfing that long. No. So I feel a lot better now. I'm just like, all right, it's just a game. Just keep going. But how do you get yourself, because anger is a hell of a thing.
Oh, it's bad.
Anger can make nerves, make your whole body just like, I don't even want to do this. I want to get out of here. This is not happening today. So let's talk about anger situations that you've been in and how you got over them, I guess, more so. Don't have to be specific, but kind of what your thought process would be nowadays if you got angry, because I feel like you're a very tranquil person. I've met you, golf with you once, really.
Yep.
But I noticed that you're very, very tranquil. Nothing really rattles you. So was that always the case, or did you have to learn that?
Not at all. When I first started, I was the club breaker. I had my late high school coach still talks about it all the time that I got kicked out of a tournament and we ended up losing one of our MGA matches because the 18th hole I topped a hybrid. I had a good round going, topped a hybrid, and I sent that thing 75 yards out of my hands, let the thing go down
Just
the fairway.
hammer throw.
Let her go. I mean, the club probably went farther than the ball, and the head pro was watching out of the pro shop and saw me do it, told my coach, they kicked me out of the tournament, and we lost. And that was
Wow.
That was a moment where it's like, you know what? This anger is a snowball effect going downhill, and it just ruins your next shot, your next shot, your next shot. So I try to really just keep that inside and, work with it within myself, and then take that next shot. Hopefully it's a better shot, and you can kind of forget about it and move on. But
yeah, just be a man and push it down.
Exactly.
Because that always works.
Yeah.
Then you're like, I'll be in the corner kicking the cat later.
yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. When we're mad on the golf course, a couple birdies, it all goes
The
away.
smile comes
100%.
right back. Yeah.
I mean,
There you are thinking
I-
again, I'm on pace for a 64.
yeah.
And I feed into that a little bit. I always look back at one time. Jake doesn't piss me off much, but you did it at Southern one time. And I don't know if you remember this, but I do. Because I wasn't angry at you, but I was angry with you. And then we were like, you said something about beating me the next 3 holes. I'm like, oh, okay, let's go. And I eagled 9, birdie 10. Or the next hole, and I just looked at you and said, "You done?"
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I feed into it a little bit, that anger stuff, but it can also get out of control with me.
I've been mad at opponents and chirped them, and that actually makes me play better once I if they're doing dumb shit like walking behind you when you're putting or taking a swing or I
think you rattled off 3 birdies on the next 4 holes after that happened.
I'm just
like,
not
you pissed them off.
because maybe I was mad because they won a couple holes, and I'm like, all right, and then they're doing that type of shit.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have etiquette, I'm gonna call you out, especially if I'm potentially gonna get beat. And
Yeah.
So I
think seeing that angry guy in the group that's just making a fool of himself. I mean, we had a guy that was notorious for it that we played with in college. He was in our conference all the time. And he had his grandma there one time. Obviously, probably doesn't know anything about golf. And every shot he would hit, she'd say, "Oh, good shot, good." And he looked at her one time and chewed her out and said, "That is not a good shot. Quit saying that." And looking at that, it's like,
It's your
I will
grandma.
never. Yeah.
Yeah, it's your grandma.
I will never be that guy.
I would never
There's
do
so
that to
much
somebody
more
to
to
be
life.
supportive
Yeah.
of me, you know what I mean?
100%.
That stuff pisses me off if I
Totally.
see shit like that.
Totally.
I get it if you're angry, but being disrespectful and angry at
Yeah.
the same time. Same thing on the course. I get if somebody's mad at himself. Don't take it out on me.
100%.
I'm not the one.
Nope.
You know what I mean? I'm not holding the club for you, bro.
Yeah. Walk
Okay?
away, a little self-talk, something
Yeah.
like that. But to make it uncomfortable for the whole group is the worst thing in the world.
Especially early on in a round, because that shit don't go away.
Yeah.
Just biologically, males do not let things go. They let things go quick, but when they don't, it's the whole round.
Yep.
Yeah.
Either you say, okay, let's let bygones be bygones and move on.
Mm-hmm.
But when you don't nip it in the butt, it can just get off the rails.
Totally.
I know Jake's really good at holding. You can hold your anger. I love when you chirp. Not to say anything about your stature, but you're not the tallest guy, but you're just like, oh, you are.
Yeah.
Just chirp, 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 chirp. And his face gets red, but he doesn't show that he's angry on the outside. He's just like, I'm going to make your day miserable because you just did this to me. So I love that about you, though. You got a lot of fire in your bones. You just get
Totally.
fiery. I love it. So what is it this year? We talked a little bit about what we work on throughout our entire process of golf and, you going and high school, college, things like that. I feel like we never stop working on our game. Is there something this year that you've idolized to work on? What you want to get? You said putting a little bit, but are you thinking about going back righty? Are you going to stay lefty? What's kind of your thoughts on what you're working on there?
Yeah. I did the lefty for one college season, went back to righty. And then I tried messing around. I bought a putter that I thought I could putt both right and left-handed. So my theory was I would never have a putt that broke away from me. I would always be pushing it down the line, whether it was right or left. And that didn't work out well. But
17 putters later.
I always switch putters.
The
and
Golf
think-
Galaxy guy's like, he's back.
Yeah.
Get the lefties, get the righties, get the ambidextrous putters. This guy's buying everything.
Yep. So I'm back putting righty. I think there's always things I'm working on with my golf game, especially, going from college where we golfed every single day. We hit, 2 buckets of range balls and then went out and played 18 holes every single day.
Yeah.
To you get into the work world and it's like, I haven't golfed in 2 weeks. And then you pick up the club and expect that level, that college level of play was super hard for me for the first year. I almost took an entire year off. And then for me, it's getting back manageable, staying within myself and just getting my game that, you're going to have some bad shots. You're not the caliber of golfer you were. But just consistently working on things.
Yeah. I think, Jake, you've been talking about your back a lot. So you're being very conscientious of that, which is a mature thing.
I can't.
Because I'm
it
not.
hurts to get out of bed.
Oh, yeah. I went down to Arizona, and I could barely walk when I got up in the morning. I had a hurt back. It's gotten better. I let it rest, and I did all things when I got back from there. But I remember getting up every morning and have to take the Volt or whatever just to get upright. And then I'd have to warm up for an hour. Once I was playing, I was fine. But then again, go to sleep the next morning, could barely walk. I've idolized you in your conscientious behavior with your back because you're changing swing thoughts, you're changing all that stuff. So is that what you're mostly working on this year? Because everything else looks...
I mean, it's just going to be a reflection on my back. I think my swing has been fucked, to be honest. And it's a handsy timing thing, and I want it to be not that.
I'm going through changes.
I've been around a lot of very, very successful golfers that are way out of my league.
Yeah.
And caddied and watched, and I know that I needed to make this change a long time ago. It's just very hard to do when you self-coach.
Correct.
Especially if you want to keep playing the game. I mean, when do you want your career to end? Your back can only take so much.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we're supposed to be able to play this until we're dead.
I know. I see some of these old guys, I'm just like, they're barely walking, but you see that light in their eyes and they hit that tee shot. It's like, it keeps people alive.
Totally. Yeah.
I see these guys, it's like, I don't know if I'm going to see him tomorrow.
I mean,
he's just striped it 180 down the fairway, though.
I think I'm just delaying the inevitable of a surgery of some sort. Like Kane Bauer, he had back problems. Good friend of ours, unbelievable amateur golfer, still is. But he had 2 back surgeries and a fusion, and I'm sure with a degenerative disc I have, I'm guessing that's my prognosis.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I'm just delaying it. So I get spasms in my back and my hip flexors, and I don't know why.
Yeah, what round?
We went to Stone Ridge.
That's what it was.
I went to pick up my fucking coffee pre-round to go to the range to put my bag on the cart, and it literally twinged, and like I couldn't even stand. So I just basically hacked it around and had some Bloody Marys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was just
no
moving.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
That's kind of my worst fear, because that's no longer an option for me to medicate in that way. So I think about that all the time. Like, God, what if this happens mid-round? Because we were playing in that TCG event, and my back went out. Yep. And I was having a hell of a time. It's hard.
Yeah, I was pissed at you.
And then I had to go play.
Yeah, we had to go play that.
I couldn't tell. Oh, yeah, and then you guys got your ass kicked too. So
yeah, we went and played this fucking dog track.
Yeah.
We had no idea what we were doing.
Yeah.
No clue.
Yeah.
I'd played it one other time in a scramble, so that you really don't pay attention to in scrambles.
Yeah.
And we go there and we got our asses kicked.
And it was one of those, again, course management things where I have a tough time with still. It's driver off the tee all the time. I'll cut trees. I'll do whatever.
Yeah.
We got ourselves into some trouble.
Yeah. It's one of those, you're like, I can take it over that tree. And you go through and it's a complete 90-degree dog leg and you're 30 yards into the trees.
Or you didn't get through it and then you're in the bunker. Yeah. I remember that one that was 260 to the other side of the tree, but really the tree is so tall that it's just not doable.
Yeah.
And bunkers are so different across different courses and stuff too.
That place sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we won't name names.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll keep that on the DL because you never know.
Yeah. They know who they are.
The way you're just talking about it, the guys are like,
Oh, that's ours.
That's ours. But we love it, you know.
Yeah.
We just keep it on. All right. So currently working on. I guess I'll ask myself that question. I think I'm working on the course management, the mentality of it. The swings there, I hit it a long way. I hit it way more accurately than ever. I'm not afraid to miss greens. I'm not afraid to, but I do need to take less chances. I take a lot of chances, and it works for like 4 holes, and then it doesn't.
Yep.
No.
So
Middle out.
and I learned that a lot talking to you and you caddying
Big Dog.
Big Dog, and you know, I still get in that mentality, but it's like how
You want to talk about a person that goes for every pin.
Yeah.
We'll get him on here when he's in Minnesota.
yeah.
Fucking kid.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
It doesn't.
You're such a good putter. All you need to do is hit the green.
Yeah.
Put yourself within 20 feet. And
Let's
make
not
your putt.
put it. Let's not put it in the water
Center of the green's good sometimes. Yeah.
all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look at tuck pins and stuff and be like, I got this.
No.
Totally. Same.
And you know what? 15% of the time it works and you look like a hero, but
Yep.
the other 75 or 85% of the time.
No, I think-
I'm not good at math. I went to Norwood. So
I think the best advice I got, and I don't remember if it was Cheryl at Crystal Lake, so we'll give her a little plug.
Okay.
But I think it was Cheryl Mays who always just said, middle of the green, work out.
you talk about Cheryl a lot.
I like
We
Cheryl.
should get her on.
Yeah, we could.
She's
in
phenomenal.
Florida.
She's like top 10
women's
women's teachers in the country.
Yeah.
And she was another one of our college golf swing coaches. That
Oh,
helped
really?
out. Yep. She was
Oh, that's
part-time
cool.
with us too. So
So she's down in Florida during the winter, but she comes back up here?
Yeah.
Then? Well, we should get a hold of her and get her on here.
Easy,
Cheryl, if this reaches your pipeline, Miller and Dricksy's, we'll be hitting you up. We'd love to have some people on like that too. Not saying that we don't thoroughly enjoy having Garrett on
Yeah.
today. But yeah, the coaching, the swing thoughts, the things like that. I think the swing thoughts are the most important thing that, you know, I really need to work on that part because everything else is there, you know.
Well,
Everything.
you got to know where you're going to miss. That's
Yes.
the problem. Like, what's your big miss? That's the biggest thing for amateurs, I think, is, okay, this is where I usually, if you have a two-way miss, then it gets a little dicey.
Yeah.
But that's what you need to figure out with your swing coach is
Right.
I only want to miss one way.
Yep.
Once you do that, everything else is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
totally. I mean, it's, you know, that tucked pin in the back. It's like, okay, I'm in between clubs. And here you are as an amateur thinking, well, I need this longer club to get right next to the pin.
No.
And I'll just take a little off it, and then you flush it, you're in the water.
Yeah.
It's like that. There's a 2-shot swing right there.
I always think about Jay Norman, who he was a swing coach for me when I first went to TPC. He passed away, so I always remember what he said to me. And I was in the middle of trying to figure out because I never hit draws, and I was like, I want to know how to hit a draw. And he's like, why? He's like, hit the cut. He's like, why are you trying to fight your natural swing? He's like, just hit the cut. So I'll think of that sometimes when I'm like in my round and I'm looking at a shot and I'm like, well, a draw would look cool. But I know I could also miss left in these bunkers or that was not where I want to be. And I'm just like, what did Jay used to say? Hit the cut.
Totally.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
You're not going to hit it as far, so club up. Hit the cut.
Yep.
Just hit your natural shot. And I'm getting much better at that, particularly off the tee too. But now I feel a lot better off the tee as far as I can shape it whatever way I want, but I have to be dedicated to it. I get in that where I'm dedicated pre-shot and then I get over the ball and I'm not dedicated anymore. I got to hold that. So what's what would you say is like the best way to keep that?
Well, I think
I'll get over the ball and be like, is this a draw? Is this a fade? Is it a draw or fade? And then I'll swing.
I think you can set up for it and you can expect that, oh, I'm going to hit a draw. The one thing that I think about, and I shouldn't, is what's left and what's right. When I start getting into my own head, like if I block this thing and it doesn't draw, I'm fucked.
Aim small, miss small. I've hit a lot more 3-woods off the tee too, even on par 5s.
Oh, for sure.
I've done
As
that a
long
lot.
as long as we are.
Yeah. We
Easy.
Come on, Jake.
Come on.
pound for pound, yeah, you hit it a long way. So you don't have to be 260, 270 like some of us and 6'3" to create speed. I just throw my belly into it.
It's just hockey, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You did that flick of Davis. Well, Garrett, while we're wrapping up here, do you have anything you want to plug, man? Being on here? I mean, what are you doing nowadays?
I'm a title rep
Nice.
State sales manager for First American Title.
Nice.
So that's my day job. That's my main focus. And I think Jake and I and you guys were talking about in the last podcast that we're all going to kind of work towards getting some big money tournaments this summer.
Yeah.
I think that's something that is kind of lacking in the golf world. You know, you go out, you win a tournament. If there's, a charity or something like that, it makes sense. But you go win a tournament that you paid $150 for and, walk away with $250 pro shop credit.
Yeah.
Doesn't really get you excited, but
just having better prizes and getting more people involved in the competitive side of things too.
Totally.
I like going to charity golf events, but there's something about keeping competitive juices flowing.
Well, I like TCG.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I love it,
I just don't like the payout structure to 25th or whatever.
Yeah.
And I get it. That's to get more people to come.
More people involved too,
But if you just do it straight up, flighted, competitive, you may fall into that second flight. Depending on how you play that day, but that's great. We'll have 2 payouts down here, and we'll have 2 payouts up here, and there'll be skins.
Right.
I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, just a mix of things to do. Yeah, not saying that we're going to do it any better or any worse. It's just a different way of, everybody's got their own personalities. There's plenty of golfers, and I love playing those TCG events just as much as the next guy. I just like a little bit of variety. So I think that's what we'll bring to the table. What are your plans? Are you coming with us to our golf thing, or are you busy that weekend? I think I saw you note on there. You're busy that weekend.
Yep, I'm busy that weekend.
Baby coming.
Got a baby coming.
Congrats,
Thank you. A
awesome,
little girl
man.
coming.
Awesome.
Due date is August 26th.
I'm August 31st, baby.
Awesome. There we go. And then, we
Virgo.
had and then we had our wedding last year on the 28th. So
Okay.
end of
Everything's
August
new.
isn't a great
It's
time for me.
maybe moving forward it might be penciler.
Yeah. It's gonna be a tough year for you.
This year
we'll
Garrett's out, but we'll make sure he gets in.
Oh yeah, one of these.
No,
years
I would
we'll have
love
you.
to.
But we'll go out golf, and you can be in some of our videos and stuff for sure.
Perfect.
And, yeah, man, I just appreciate you coming in. Thanks again, buddy.
Thank you guys
did
for
a great
having me. It
job.
was
Thanks for
awesome.
all your tips. I hope some of you picked up on that. If you have any questions for Garrett or ourselves and what we talked about today, please comment below or direct message us, and we can get you pointed in the right direction. Obviously, we know many coaches and things of that nature in this industry as well, so we'll get you pointed in the right direction, I think.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But that was episode number 2 of Miller and Dricksy's Baby. We'll be back next Wednesday. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to like, share, follow, and keep us in the loop out of all your golfing events.
Bye.
Bye.
Cause I'ma need a how you feeling. Well, I'ma need a how you feeling.